How's it going, Internet Land? This is Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus Prime, here with another Transformers third-party review. This one is brought to us once again by titanonetoys. titanonetoys is awesome. Yeah, put that right over there. And today, the figure we're going to be reviewing is Powertrain. This is the last part of the Transformission Powertrain Havoc combiner. This is not. Oh, what was the guy's name? I don't remember. I'm dumb. It'll come to me in just a moment here. But yeah, Powertrain. He's I think the thing that I like best about this guy is that Motormaster has always struck me as being like the Decepticons were like making like a like Optimus Prime, but like an evil version of Optimus Prime, and I think that's really cool. It's a really cool concept, and it really like works out in this design here, because he's a flat nose cab, and he's got the whole like thing and the like stripe on the trailer, and the like even like little details like this, like little horizontal lines. Like it's very much like this is Optimus Prime, but evil. The Decepticons are like, we can do it better. But yeah, he's really big. He's really cool. I think this is my favorite engineered figure of the whole Havoc combiner series. He's big. Let me pull him out a little bit, and I've got my MP10 over here. And you can see he's let me line them up back to back. He's lined up there a little bit longer. MP10 is a little bit longer, all in all, but he's just about the same height. Sorry for anybody who's getting motion sickness. Just about the same height. A little less as long, but like definitely. Oh, hideous. Oh, shame on me. Be gone, dirty bastard. But definitely a masterpiece scale figure. And it just looks good. It feels good. It's got that nice like satin finish on it that Generation Toy Transformission, same company, has been doing for a while, and just looks really, really nice. The other side looks basically just like the first one. You can see, of course, the trailer is like all like, yeah, panels, but there's a reason for that, and it is a bloody brilliant reason. So, but just a gorgeous figure. Can't say enough nice things about it. Like, if I were not interested in Havoc, like I would be totally willing to just buy this figure on its own. And this one, and I think maybe Revolt. I think both of those figures are good enough that they're worth getting on their own, but they're not like, oh my gosh, you absolutely, there's no reason to get this unless you're getting the total combiner. But anyhow, Winnie, could you get me my thumbnail thing? My toenail clippers with the torture tool on them. But let's get down to Transformation here. Transformation. No, Transformation. Every time I do a search for Transformation, it's like, did you mean transmission? And so I'm like, let's do a search for Transformation breakdown. What was his transformation name? It's like, did you mean transmission breakdown? Here's how you fix it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my transmission is working great. Thank you very much. So there's these 4 clips right here on the trailer, and we're going to unclip those and then just kind of just go, and that falls down because gravity is still a thing and it still works. So we're going to put this aside for now, and we're going to focus on this. This is the robot mode in his not robot mode. This is the robot, and it's great. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get down to doing the cab section here. And a good way to start with him is just to grab it and yank it apart. He's got these two tabs right here that will fold in. And each leg is going to be basically done the same. So I'm going to explain through one, and we're just going to breeze through the other one. So we're going to take this and start by lifting this panel right here. Now we're going to start by moving this one right here. Flip that out, lift this up. This panel right here is going to fold down, and then this whole thing is going to flip up. And we're going to go like this because it's on this double hinge in here. We're going to go like that, and then we're going to tuck it in past there. And once it maneuvers past this little, there's this stuff in here. Once it maneuvers past that, it'll fold down flat, like super flat. And so then we can untab this from here, and this whole thing will swing. Oh yeah, pull this purple part out. This will all swing down, and then we'll put this purple thing back. Now this tab here, this tab will plug into this hole here. There's actually two tabs and two holes, but it'll plug back in. And then we'll pull this out here, and these two tabs will fit into these two holes right here, like so. And then we're going to yank on this, and that will make his foot come free. We're going to fold this grill up, and then we're going to take his tire, and it's going to come out on a double hinge. It's just going to hang up like that. We're going to put his leg down, and as we do that, we're going to fold this around to the back just to get that out of the way. It kind of causes some extra issues than it's worth, but I'll explain that in a little bit. This part will fold up and clip in quite nicely, and there's a leg. There's the leg all done. How's that for cool? Down to the other one, just the same as the first one. Unpeg that, move that over. Put that down, pull this up, move that down, open, shift, close that peg. I can't even see what I'm doing. I'm just operating off of mostly based off of feel. I've done this a few times. This is one of my more favorite ones to play with, so I've played with it a lot. And then get that pegged in there. Fold that up, clip that into place. Now he is a box with legs. Yes, Boxotron with legs. And he fell over. But that's because he's not all formed up yet. Because see, he's still a lot back heavy there, so whoopsie! This one's all my fault, not anybody else's fault. Put that back up. Yeah. Moving on to the upper body, let's move this up. First thing we're going to do is we're going to fold these clips back down. This panel here is going to fold back, and on the other side, these are going to slide down and disconnect a bit. Then we're going to take these panels here, which have little tabs in them, but It hurts my fingernails. But it's alright, I've got the torture tool. Save your fingers, save your fingernails. Use a tool to gently apply pressure. A blunt tool, by the way. So got those folded up. Now we're going to take this panel here and fold that up. Oh, that's the wrong one. Take this one, fold this one down first. And see, this is one of the things that I thought was cool, is that he's got this like, it's like a matrix. It's totally like, it's supposed to be a matrix in there. Except it's like an evil Motormaster matrix, not an Optimus Prime matrix. Because he's totally like just, you know, an evil Optimus Prime. And that's what I like about him. He's an evil Optimus Prime. So now we're going to take this, move this down a bit. This is the combiner head. We're going to unplug that for a second. It plugs in. You can see these two. Let me focus again. Focus, grasshopper. You can see these two tabs here. They plug into two holes above there, and that kind of helps keep all this together in the vehicle mode. So we're going to move these parts out and down, out and down, and then this is just going to tuck away and hide up inside his chest cavity. Actually, I need to make a little more space in there. There's a panel in here that I got to push out. Hide this inside his chest cavity, bring this up, bring these parts down, and that just kind of plugs in once I get these things out of the way. So these are kind of long and spindly. When I first saw videos of this come up like a year ago, I don't know, maybe it hasn't been a full year ago, but a while ago when I first saw these, I was like, man, these make me a bit nervous. But in hand, they don't. Like, they're secure, but they're not scary tight. They're not die cast, they're just plastic. But they hold things really well, and you only have them extended like this mid-transformation because you fold them up and tab them in. Well, you fold them up for the robot mode. They go like, this part slides in like that. And then this part slides in like that. And here's how you have them for robot mode. And then in the combined mode, they go the other way and tab in and stuff like that. They're actually really secure in both modes. So they're absolutely not scary at all. We're going to take these ones here. Now you'll see that this one sticks out a little further than this one. And so this one goes in first. You do need to take this panel and pull that out. And it tucks in behind it, and then this one tucks in over it. And that closes up the back. Tab that in. Then we're going to push that in all the way there, push this in all the way there. And now we're mostly done. We're going to take and flip out his fist. And then we're going to close this up. There's a little tab here that's going to fit into a slot on his fist. And that will help keep everything in place. There's this panel here. You kind of pull this out and slide it forward. For some reason on this particular copy, that is not straight. I don't know why. I think it was just misassembled somehow. It's not that big of a deal. It's hardly noticeable, even if you know what you're looking for. But it is something that exists on this figure. Pull that out, tab that in, pull out this panel. And there you go. There he is in his robot mode, and he is huge and he looks great. Like, I mean, black and red and gray is my thing. But like the black and gray and purple, mostly gray and purple, like really, really looks good. Let's move his thumb out so it looks more normal. But he looks really good. He cleans up really well. He's a fantastic looking figure, you know, and he looks really, really on point with his this is based off of his IDW iteration, and he just really like captures that very well. Let's go into his trailer of accessories. This is all mostly combiner parts. There is like sort of a weird half-assed base configuration, but I think it's weird and half-assed, so I don't think I'm gonna show it here. Okay, well, the biggest reason is because I tried to put it together at one point based off of pictures I saw on the internet, and I just got turned around. So his sword comes out. Hopefully I don't have to like tear this entire thing apart to do that. All right, I just gotta like yank on things and pull things out. And the sword gets buried in there pretty well. The way the hilt is designed, I'll show you that in a second. It does not want to come out without being disassembled, so I guess that's what we're gonna do. Break this all down. It's like the Sword in the Stone, but the Decepticon version. There we go. So here's a sword. You can go like this and pull this apart. And now he's got a handle that he can hold in his fist. So he can hold a sword. He's also got his gun that has his own little peg that comes out. Stick that in his hand so he can dual wield swords and guns. Of course, I have always had a strong affinity for robots with swords. Robots with swords is like my favorite fetish. And yeah, there he is. He looks really great. The weapons look fantastic on him. The whole just look of the figure is fun. The panels, like, they're a little intimidating at first, but once you get used to it, like everything makes sense where it goes and how it goes there. And so, you know, once you actually dive into it, it doesn't become intimidating. It just becomes simple. And this figure is just a marvel of engineering. But yeah, for size comparison, I don't have my MP10 transformed up into his robot mode, but there he is with the Op-X. And they both are you know, they both are doing the IDW style. And so naturally, in terms of aesthetics, they look really good together, but just, I mean, this guy is as big as a Masterpiece Prime figure. Like, he's a big figure. He's a big boy. And just really great. It's just an amazing figure. Anyhow, I've gushed enough about this. We're going to, the next time you see this guy on my camera, we're going to get him combined up into the combined mode. Oh, I'm very excited. Anyhow, this has been Zach and Miss. Well, it's official. I'm stupid. When you take a week off, you know, stupidity happens. What can I say? I didn't even get into this figure's posability. Hello. Everybody make a comment about how stupid I am. Right down there. Down there. right there. Make a comment. Be like, dick Mr. King. Anyhow, transformation, I mean poseability. His neck, his head is on this double joint here. It goes up and down, up and down. It turns around, turns around. It's not a ball joint. So, you know, he's not gonna like be able to cock his head inquisitively or something like that, but you know, he'll look all around. His shoulders will go out like all the way. He does have, you can utilize this transformation joint a bit, but it doesn't work out very well because then his shoulder starts coming up and banging into his little launcher thingamajig. He does have a bicep swivel. His elbow is on a soft detent, and it will go straight up like just barely over 90 degrees, but basically 90 degrees. Maybe that, yeah, it's over 90 degrees. He has a wrist swivel. His thumb will wiggle about freely. It's got a little ball joint. His one finger is out, but it's stuck like that. So he's not really going to be pointing at things, but he might be like, come over here, maybe. I mean, if that's whatever. The other three fingers are all together. He has a waist joint, which of course he does. I don't know if you guys were watching. The waist joint is the connection between the trailer section and the cab section. Like they just straight up and used that connection as the waist joint, which is the biggest reason why the cab can't separate from the trailer. Yeah, I saw on TFW 2005 where I post periodically. I saw some people saying that like, oh, sucks that it doesn't disconnect from the trailer, and I'm like, okay, so point to me like one instance in the comics or the show where Motormaster has disconnected from his trailer, like at all. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen. There's no reason for it. He's got a very loud clicky joint going out. He's got a very soft clicky joint going forwards and back, and he will go most of the way. The hip skirt likes to get in the way of this big section here, and then he'll go that wasn't supposed to happen. That was not supposed to happen. That was not supposed to happen. Spoiler alert. He'll go most of the way back. If you move this wheel out of the way, he'll go even further back. But that's just because these wheels in this mode particularly, these wheels kind of get in the way. Like they do have a place that they tab in back there, but you will find, as I have found, that if you tab them in, he gets that much knee articulation. Whereas if you move them out of the way, then he gets that much knee articulation. So it's really not much of a choice, you know. Be like, oh, do I want the tiniest a bit of knee articulation, or do I want more? Now you can make a little, what I usually do is a configuration like this where I've got it somewhat to the side. That will give you most, if not all, depending on the position of that wheel specifically, of his knee articulation, without making it hang out to the side, which may be visually obstructive. So coming down to his lower leg, he doesn't have any kind of a ball joint. He's got this weird like armature in here with a hinge there and a hinge there and a hinge there and a hinge there. Like it's 4 joints like all stuck together. And but it merits like a huge amount of ankle articulation. Like he can bend that much. He can move forward and back a bit, which is good for keeping his center of gravity like based over his footprint. It'll make his toe move forward about that much, backwards about that much, a little more if you start to throw some angle into it. He's got good feet, and he's got like a good, like you plop him down and his feet will support his pose. And I mean, that's that's kind of a basic thing for a figure, but it's something that a lot of figures seem to not really get very well. And so, but this guy, he poses really well. He displays fantastically. He doesn't hold on to his weapons, as you've noticed, like with like super death grips, but like he holds on to them certainly well enough for display value. I mean, you're probably not going to be having your 3-year-old kid play with these. But I mean, it's your life. Do whatever you want. You know? And so I don't know that this is necessarily as much of a play piece as it is a display piece. I will tell you that I have been transforming him back and forth like this whole time that I've had him borrowed, and he hasn't had any signs of stress, any signs of wear. He hasn't felt any looser or anything like that. Like Generation Toy knows their stuff. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And they have made yet another really high quality figure. But all right, I am done for reals this time. Everybody have a really great day, and everybody be really super awesome to each other. 2 thumbs up this time. Have a great day.